Grand Chief Mike Delisle Jr. gives his thoughts on the current situation with regards to the Chief Spence hunger strike, Canada's Bill C-45, and the IdleNoMore movement sweeping the country.
Well, we've done several things in the past 2.5 weeks or so with the passage of Bill 45, an omnibus bill that the Harper government put forward that kind of touches on many areas in Indian country, amendments to the Indian Act. It's supposed to be about fiscal clarity, which we have no problem with, but it does a lot more that I'm not going to go into detail. People can take a look at it on their own. But just the fact that they're alienating us as First Peoples in our country is upsetting not only Kahnawake, but obviously a lot of people across the country, hopefully Canadian citizens too. IdleNoMore was born a few weeks ago when several chiefs out of the AFN Assembly stormed Parliament and asked that they be dealt with on a level playing field, that there are issues be dealt with by the Prime Minister, not just the Indian Affairs Minister, and all the way up the chain, polishing it, so to speak, with the Crown. It's always been an honor of the Crown issue between First Nations people and the representatives, Ottawa as it is, the federal government. But this Conservative government, and it's been said jokingly in the past, is not your grandfather's Conservatives. These are the reformers, no and, if, or buts. They're coming hard, they're coming fast, and they need to be stopped. We'll be doing several physical actions today. 4 of our women chiefs have gone to meet with Chief Spence, who's obviously on a hunger strike right now, demanding the same thing, a meeting with the higher-ups to ensure that our issues are dealt with fairly and are accommodated, not just consulted on, and hopefully that these people will listen. We don't want to see anything happen to Chief Spence. We're going in solidarity to meet with her, and as well to deliver 2 letters, one to the Prime Minister and one to the Governor General, speaking of what I'm talking about right now. We will be having a peaceful march here in Kahnawake tomorrow up the Mercier Bridge, just as a show of recognition and hopefully awareness to surrounding communities at 10 o'clock. And then on Friday, there's a large march happening on Parliament Hill, starting on Victoria Island where Chief Spence is, to again raise awareness and hopefully, more than likely not tomorrow, but in sometime in the near future, have an audience with the Government of Canada to deal with, again, our issues, whether they be land, membership, resources, and everything that falls in between. So I won't say it's a declaration of war at this point, but it's getting pretty close to it. People are upset. People are upset here in my community in Kahnawake, and you can see it all around the country. Blockades are going up, peaceful protests, sometimes not so peaceful. It's time for them to not only consult but accommodate the wishes of First Nations people across this country.